Welcome to another episode of the Starter Girls Podcast with your host, Jennifer Loading.
And Brianna Drillis.
Nicole Hayes.
And together, we are the Starter Girls.
That's right. Where extraordinary decisions produce extraordinary results. These are our friends, these are your friends, and they are living the extraordinary. This episode is brought to you by Walt Mills Photographer of Glad Models Agency. If you are here in the Dallas or surrounding area and looking for some photography work, check out Walt Mills. You can learn more about him and his work at photosbywalt.com. We also want to give a shout out to our friends at Studio Dallas. Studio Dallas is the best kept secret in the Dallas podcasting world. If you are looking for a studio with top-notch technology, video and audio capability, and a production team to help things go smoothly, then Studio Dallas is the place to be. If you'd like more information on that, reach out to us at startergirls@gmail.com.
And head on over to startergirlswithaz.com where you can get your free gift. We want to keep in touch with you and also help you make some really great decisions for your life and business. So head over to startergirls.com and pick up your gift right there.
All right, we are ready to get things started.
All right.
Today is a great day to be brave. You might as well start now. You have the power to change your circumstances any day you decide. Let today be that day. Rise up, be amazing, be you, do you. All right, super fun today. We have a guest in studio, so I'm going to tell our listeners a little bit about you, Nicole, and then we're going to get things going here. So for over 6 years, Nicole Hayes has been responsible for putting together entertainment events. Her events include concerts, shows, performances, dances, and fundraising. Nicole is the owner of So You Want to Be in Hollywood, Let Us Make You a Star, Inc., headquartered in Compton, California, a 501(c) organization. She's also the owner of So You Want to Be in Hollywood, Heavenly Prayers Production, Inc., of Texas and California. Its mission is to make the world a better place through gospel music events in Compton, California. They give the performers in the inner city and suburban communities the chance to demonstrate their God-given talents. Also, they hope to provide support for those struggling in the community, such as daycare services for single mothers and transitional housings for those in need. So welcome to the Starter Girls Show. Nicole, we're excited to have you here.
Thank you. I'll remove my mask so you can understand me. I like my mask because it's bling bling.
It's got bling bling on it.
Yes.
It's super cute. If you're going to have to wear it fashionably, right?
Yes, that's right. That's
what
what
I'm
Hollywood
saying.
is all about.
That's right. So welcome to the show. We're super excited to have you here. Get to talk a little bit about what you are doing.
Okay.
And so I think what we want to do, because, we've talked about, you and I have talked a little bit off camera, and I know for
Yes.
Brianna, this is she's like, brand new, doesn't even know what all this is about. So maybe just real quick, kind of walk us through, because you're from California, here in Texas now.
Yes.
How this kind of came about for you. Like, where was this need? How this all
Well,
Start.
it started in 2013. I was helping a young gentleman to get out there. He was a up and coming rapper, and I was sponsoring him. And because I've done so much, and a lot of children were coming to the house, and my daughter wanted to sing, so we started doing shows, and we started out doing it in the secular aspect of it, but I just wasn't comfortable with the way my spirit was feeling because the things that I see in Hollywood. I didn't want to introduce that to our young generation. I wanted to motivate them and introduce them to something more on a spiritual basis. And I always feel like this, like the Lord always says, he says that I know you before you was in your mother's womb. So he knew the gifts that he gave us. And so we started doing shows, and like I said, I wasn't feeling good about it. So I prayed about it and I was like, Lord, why would you give me this gift? Why would you have me to do this? And it just doesn't feel right. So for 2 years, I didn't hear from God for 2 years. And after the 2 years, I heard from the Lord, and he says, I do want you to get into Hollywood. He said, but I don't want you to be a part of Hollywood. I want you to go into Hollywood, and I want you to get my lost sheep. I want you to get those that have been targeted, blackballed, or hurt and in pain, and just like they feel like they want to give up. They feel like they just want to give their gifts up. So he chose the name Hollywood. That's why it's HOLYWOOD. Hollywood Heavenly Prayer Productions. And I started doing that, and going to church and everything. And so we moved from California to Texas, on a spiritual basis. And so now I'm here in Texas and I'm pushing it Hollywood Heavenly Prayer Productions because me myself, I've been through a lot. I have.
Yeah.
I've been through a lot of abuse. I've been through a lot of abandonment, through relationships after relationships, and was leaning on my own understanding and not the Lord's understanding. So when I started doing this, I learned a lot of young men and women, they needed that. They needed someone to embrace them, and it gave them more hope.
Yeah.
So that's where I started with Hollywood
That's
Heavenly Prayers.
awesome. So
Awesome.
I think a question I want to ask you is because when you talk about this Hollywood, you and I have talked off, like, at events, we've kind of talked about your background.
Yes.
I don't know a whole lot about everything, but
Yes.
how did you get into, like, that, how did you get into that Hollywood, like, know that all this stuff that was going on? Where was that introduction into that?
Ew. Oh, that was, that was way back in 1990 when
Yeah,
my
that's right.
kids,
I'm open this story a little
yes.
bit. Tell us
That was way back in 1990. When my children were little, I used to take them to casting calls. Me and myself, I used to go to the casting calls, and I used to do the background work.
Okay.
I was an extra on Coach Carter.
Okay.
The basketball.
Yes,
I was an extra on Coach
See,
Carter.
this is why I want to pull this out. Tell us, we want to know how you got that entry.
I was
in
an
there.
extra on the long kiss. The movie The Cake.
Okay.
I was an extra on that there. I loved it. Oh my gosh, they feed you so good. I became union. And one day I went to a casting call, and they asked me this question, and it was a very intimate question. They said, "We want to know what is the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you." And I'm an outspoken type of person. In that time, it was the time of the month for me. And I said, let me tell you guys something. I said, this is what happened to me. I said, as soon as you guys call me in, it's the time of the month for me, and I just burst. So I had to go and wash my clothes. And this is the most embarrassing thing right now today, having this interview with you guys. And they were like, "Are you serious?" And I said, "Yes." They actually called me back the next month, but I didn't go because it was the time of the month. I said, I don't want to go back. I don't want to do that again.
You don't want to go through that again.
So I started doing more of the background research and how to become a background, how to get people to go out and to get casting calls, to get into the movies, to get into, get on talk shows. And so I
Okay.
chose to do that part.
Understood. Okay,
to help
this is
the
good, and I
kids.
think that's good. We had to get this background.
Yes.
Because, it's interesting when you're talking about all these things that you're doing, and it's like, okay, so what led you to this piece that all of a sudden, because when you shared with me, it was really about helping these people find a place to do this in a place where they're safe.
Yes.
They're not being subjected to the things that they
Yes.
don't need to be subjected to.
Yes.
That's what the message that I picked up from our conversation.
Yes.
So,
Okay. So you're saying,
Yeah.
you're talking about the conversation
Yeah.
where we have those that are homeless.
Yes.
The pregnant teens, because I was a pregnant teen,
Okay.
and I had a lot of dreams and ambition to do things, but I did not have the sources or the resources to get those things done because I didn't have anyone that was gonna watch my baby so I can go
Right.
try to do a casting call or something. I didn't have anyone that was gonna literally open their home to me, knowing that I'm a
Right.
pregnant teen, I'm having a baby, Then I also, like I said, I've been through a lot of abuse. And a lot of women that are going through abuse right now today, they are afraid to speak up. They're afraid to
Right.
talk about it because they think that no one is going to believe them or no one is going to want to help them.
Right.
Also with men, there's men that are being abused, and because they are men, they don't want to talk about it. But I feel if you have a woman that can talk to you about your abuse, it'll open that gateway for them. So that's why I chose to do the transitional homes for the pregnant teens, the single fathers, the single mothers. And now I'm working on doing it for the parents as well, because with the pandemic, so much is going on. You have so much suicide, people want to commit suicide. They just want to give up. They've lost their home. They've just lost hope. So I just want to give back.
I'm looking at your shirt is what I was trying to read.
Oh,
What
yes.
your shirt says have on there. What's it say on there?
My shirt says we all have our spiraling moments, but when you spiral, which way do you spiral? Up with heavenly prayers or down with worldly affairs? And
like
that's
it.
what Hollywood is all about. We all do have our spiral moments, and we do spiral down. But when you do spiral down, you have someone that'll hold your hand and pray with you, to lead you in the right direction. And our studio, I didn't
Yes.
tell you about our studio. It's a one-stop shop studio. That's where they can come in, and they'll be able to do their lyrics. They'll be able to learn how to write their lyrics and learn how to work out. Like, we're gonna have a gym there for them. We're gonna have a massage
Wow.
therapist there for them. We're gonna have classes for them, hair and makeup. Everything you need is right there. You don't have to go. Childcare is there too. And behind the studio, we're gonna build apartment buildings for those that are less fortunate, so they can live on a premises for 2 years. Out of the 2 years, you gotta at least have a 2-year goal and a 5-year goal. And we want you to still go to college. We want to focus on them going to college and pick up another trade. Just in case your plan A doesn't work, you go to a plan B.
Yeah. I'm thinking right now about somebody that we are talking to that works with youth that might be a great connection for you.
Yeah.
Because she's working with, underprivileged and trying to get them into college, so she places mentors with them that can help them get into that space. And most of her people, when they go in, they're getting scholarships going into college, and they're coming out right
Yes.
away with 30,000-40,000 paycheck immediately.
That's
so
what
and I know yours is more in the entertainment industry,
Yeah.
but there may be some way for you guys to make
But
that connection.
yeah, but even if it's in the entertainment industry, you
Right.
still have to go to school to become an engineer.
Yes.
Even to do what you guys are doing here,
Right.
you have to have some schooling, some college to
We
do that.
learn fast.
Yeah. And
We have a great camera guy back there. Yes, we learn very quickly how to do this stuff. Right? We figure it out eventually,
Yes.
right? No, this is good. This is good. So we talked a little bit about what your organization. There was a question I was going to ask you, and I totally drew a blank all of a sudden. I just totally forgot what I was going to ask you. So I know you have an event coming up here soon. So
Yes.
tell us about your first. Is this your first event, or is this here
Actually,
in Texas?
here in Texas,
This
this
gonna be your
is
first
our
event?
second
Your
event.
second event. Okay.
This is our second event.
Okay.
Our first event we had right before the storm hit.
Yeah. Okay.
We had a bowling. It's called Koinonia Bowling.
Okay.
That also helps with people that's been shut in and with the corona and
Yeah.
everything. We invite you out to bowl, and we have it for singles, we have it for married couples, and we have it for widows.
Gotcha.
But they're not all together. Like, one day it's
Yeah.
the singles, another day it's the widows, another day it's the married
Like the
couples.
widows.
And we just come out, we talk about the business, and we just fellowship, because koinonia means fellowship and breaking bread. That's what that means. But our second event is the Jonah Fish Fry event. That is the 26th of this month at the Venture X in Frisco.
Let's go.
Yes, we're gonna have raffles there. We're selling plates, because this goes to
Right.
the
It's a
corporation.
fundraiser.
It's a
Fundraising
fundraiser.
event.
Yes,
Okay.
and our plates are $25 and $22. And the reason why I chose the name Jonah, because Jonah is a biblical term, and he is a prophet in the Bible. And what Jonah did is he ran. See, God gave him he gave him an assignment to go. He was supposed to go to the city to warn the community that there was war coming upon them. But Jonah didn't want to do it. He ran, and when he ran and he jumped on a ship. He hid on the ship. He hid at the bottom of the ship. And God just brought this storm. You know how we had that snowstorm, and everything was just going crazy? And the fishermen on the boat, they were afraid. And Jonah said, if you guys want the storm to cease, you have to throw me overboard, because that's my God. So they threw him overboard. But God loves him and still has so much passion and patience for him. He allowed him to be swallowed whole by a whale, and he lived 3 days in the belly of the whale. And then in those 3 days, he and God spoke. They talked. God talked with him. And the whale spit him on dry land. And he went to the city to complete his mission. And the moral for that story is we all have a mission that God is trying to get us to do. And we run from that mission. And a lot of us, that's why we run into Hollywood, because we hide behind the fame. We hide behind the glam, and the hurt and the pain. But when we come out of that hurt and that pain, we have nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
We have nothing else to do, and we want to give up. So that is why I'm doing the Jonah Fish Fry.
That
and
is the
to raise
best
some
part
money.
right here. I love this, and that speaks to me about everything while you're doing what you're doing right
Yes.
there. That right there, we like peeled the onion layer, I think.
Yes.
There's those moments in the show where it's like we finally get like, what is it there, right? That was so good. I did want to ask you a question, and Brianna, if you have some stuff, certainly chime in. For somebody maybe that's wanting to create like a 501c3, like because
Yes.
I know Brianna, I'm sure does, and I run into a lot of people that are kind of in that place where they're like trying to create an organization. What is maybe some advice you can offer them starting out, like something they need to do?
Well, first of all, you have to figure out what you want to do.
Right.
What type of organization you want. What type of business you want to do. And then you have to get a name. And you have to check to make sure that name is available. Because you can't just go out and say, okay, I'm going to name this company X, Y, and Z, and someone else is already running that company. So you have to purchase that name. You have to own that name. It doesn't cost much. I went to GoDaddy.com. That's how I got my name. Right. Then you go through the IRS. To become a 501c, C3, you have to fill out. There's a questionnaire form. You fill it out. But I actually did mine through LegalZoom.com, and they helped me to become a 501c3. And here in Texas, I just became 501c for Heavenly Prayer Productions. And after you do all that necessary paperwork and the documentation, you wait to hear back from the state. They give you your EIN number. You have to purchase your EIN number as well. Get all of your bylaws. And then you open your account. You have to open your business account.
Right.
And then you just start going and meeting people. You go to, meet and greets and mixers and show your face and talk about what it is that you're doing, and you get your business cards, you pass out your business cards, and you just keep in contact with those people.
Yeah.
And then you just start from there, and they have a lot of grants. And
yeah, I think you said something important there is really about the relationship piece, which is
you have to
so
have a relationship.
critical, I think, in like every sector of business, whether you're a charity or not. Like people, it amazes me when people go through business and they don't think that they need to build relationships. I'm like, how do you ever get any allies?
Yeah, you have, and you also
fans,
have to have a board. You also have to have a board. You can't just have a corporation with no board. You have to have someone to stand on your board, because you have to make decisions. Just because I'm the president of this company, I cannot make a decision and go with it. I literally have to call my board, which is in California, and ask them, okay, guys, this is what I want to do. We want to do this event. What do you think about this?
Keeps you in check.
Yes.
And is that because you're a 501c3?
That's because I'm a 501c3, and because I have a corporation. Even if you're not a 501c3, you still have to have a board. You have to have board members. You have to have a secretary. You have to have directors. You have to have your accounting, your just in general. You have to just have everything is done in decent in order.
Yeah.
And it has to be in order. Like now, I'm looking for a corp team here in Texas, even though I have one in California, but they don't know Texas, so I can't continue to use them right now. They're gonna run the California corporation, and I'll be running the Texas corporation. So I am looking for board members to sit on the board with me. Right now, I do have some in California though, for here.
So what would you say has been, I guess, in doing this, probably, and maybe even just moving from California to Texas, right? Very different environment.
Yeah, that was actually going to be my question.
Yeah, go for it. You finish it. Go for it.
How has that transition been for you? Because I lived in California for 10 years, born and raised here, but went to college out there and stayed for 10 years, and then came back. I love California, but I love Texas more.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, California people. I love you guys, but I will not go back to California. I love Texas. I've been here for 6 months, though. I've been here for 6 months.
That's 6 months.
6 months.
Oh.
I've lived here for
It's a
6
great
months
state,
now.
though.
Okay.
Yes, but I love it though, because since I've been here, I've got nothing but love. Nothing but love. I don't know where you guys get the California is liberal thing, because I'm not like that at all. Like I love, and I love to be loved because I love to give love.
Yeah.
And when my husband woke up and said we were gonna move to Texas, inside I was like, yay!
You
But
were
outside I was
excited.
like, what? Are you serious?
You're coming to
Yeah.
Texas.
And it was a transition for me because I also do nursing too, like as my regular job. I don't just, the corporation is for the community, it's for the people.
Right.
I have to have a job to pay my bills.
Right.
Because that money don't pay Nicole
Right.
bills.
It's a charity.
And,
Yes.
yes, it's
yes.
a charity.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I had to transfer my nursing license and everything out here. So that took a little time. Well, not long, but because of the pandemic, everything
Right.
was kind of closed down,
Sure.
And I like my job. I do. Yeah. They're very nice people.
We're glad that you like it here.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do. I love it, and the food is great. I just hate people that have to go on diets because living in Texas, you cannot do a diet.
No, it's hard because we like chips and salsa.
Yes.
And barbecue.
And barbecue.
Yes,
oh
and
my
barbecue.
gosh.
If you're in Texas, you gotta have barbecue. and
Do
chips
you
and
know
salsa.
when I moved out here, I was not eating meat.
Uh-oh.
Yes, I hadn't eaten meat for 2.5 years.
And you just got schooled when you came
When
to
I
Texas,
came out
didn't you?
here, and I'm not the type of person to eat just any type of stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know I ate alligator?
Alligator.
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 Yes.
I don't think, what's so funny? That might be the one thing I've never tried.
Really?
I did a quiz the other day. Somebody put something on Facebook, those quiz, like all the points you get, like if you've done all these things in
Yeah.
Texas. And one of them was like, Big Red ice cream. I haven't tried that. It was only two things I missed in Gator. I don't think I've had that. I've had
Yeah,
everything
it's
else.
you know what I like it. And everybody always say stuff tastes like chicken. This tastes more like
It tastes like chicken.
It's a mixture
don't know.
of chicken and beef. It's a mixture of chicken and beef. But I got it. Where did we get that from? We got that one from we were in oh my gosh. We were in oh my gosh, not Plano. Where is it before you
Frisco?
get to
Frisco?
no, before Frisco.
Alan?
Before Allen.
The colony.
Not the colony.
McKinney?
No, not McKinley.
What else is out there?
no.
Okay, just out that area somewhere.
Yeah, no, it was
Fairview.
no. What did you say?
Parker?
No.
Where's
What is
where's
the other
street?
city? It's a city. The other city, the other state, the not state, the other city. Not state, the other city.
We just traveled states, Nicole.
Yes, I was just going because we were driving. We drove here. We didn't take a plane. We drove in. So we had to go through oh my gosh, I cannot remember it because we were gonna move there, but we ended up moving to Plano.
McKinney.
Not
I already said
McKinney.
McKinney. That
No.
wasn't it.
It
We'll
wasn't
get. It'll
McKinney.
come back to you when you
Salina.
leave
Yeah, it'll
here.
come to me. No, it's not that one. No.
It'll come back to you when you
Yeah,
leave.
it'll come to me because I really, honestly, I'm blank. I'm blank with
It's all
it.
good.
Hey, that's okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we're so glad you're enjoying Texas.
I
Yeah,
am. I
that's
really
great.
am. I just need a chance to look around, to get out
Yeah.
and
It's a great
adventure.
big state.
I haven't adventured out yet because
Mhm.
everything was closed
Yeah.
down.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Well,
Absolutely.
thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
Fun question time.
Yes, definitely fun. I think we've had a few fun in here. We were talking the whole Texas
Yeah,
thing.
I know.
So I'll start this off. Let's do this. Besides the gator,
Okay.
what's your favorite food?
My favorite food. What is my favorite food? Actually, it's salmon.
Salmon. I like a good salmon.
I like salmon.
Salmon.
Me too.
Yeah, I can eat salmon all day.
Do you like it cooked a particular way? Do you like it grilled? How do you-
Actually, I like it grilled and I like it baked. And I like it sauteed with
You just like
with the
salmon.
lemon and lime and yeah.
She just likes it anyway.
Yeah, I like
However you want
salmon.
to fix it sounds
Sure,
good,
just
right?
give me salmon.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I like
Okay, I'm curious. Since you are into music and entertainment and all of that, I'm curious from a music standpoint, who, like your favorite, I want to know who like your favorite artist is, like musician.
Oh my gosh,
or-
Tamala Man. I love me some Tamala Man and her husband. Woo! I love gospel. I love gospel though. But oh my gosh, Take Me to the King. Oh, I can just praise to that all day long. I love gospel. I do. I love Kirk Franklin too. I love.
You're
Yes,
so
I do love
gospel.
Kirk Franklin.
Yes,
You are
He gets
so
me going
funny.
in the morning.
yes.
You're so
That's
funny.
great. Good.
So, This would be kind of a fun question. I'll go back to your career, like your extra career. What was maybe like your favorite set that you were on?
My favorite set was Samuel Jackson when we did the basketball movie. I like that. And I was able to sit right behind his little ball head, his little shiny ball head.
So fun. So fun.
That's so
Is that the coach one that we were talking
That
about?
was Coach Carter,
Coach
yes.
Carter?
That was my favorite one. And I think it's because the food was so good too. And I was able to sit closer to more of the stars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
awesome.
like that one.
So when you do like an extra, because I'm not even familiar in that industry, obviously, because I've never been in there. So is that like you're like a person that maybe like in a scene that's like, say like in a sports scene, like you might be somebody in the bleachers. Or something.
Yes,
Is that kind
yes,
of
and like you stand up and you clap, like they'll tell you
Gotcha.
clap or something like that, or they might have you walk you from the bathroom to your seat.
Yeah.
And it's like you look like you're talking, but you're not talking.
Gotcha.
You know, well, of course, because see, if you get a talking scene, it costs more. You get,
Right,
you
right.
get paid more money.
Right.
So the extras are just for people that are coming out.
Yeah.
And,
So, well, and my oldest daughter, we had kind of started doing like some modeling stuff. So I went and they had some of that casting stuff. So we went on some
Yeah.
of those things. I learned very early on that my kids are just not the kind that like to be in front of the camera, and so it was really painful.
Yeah.
Because we get her there and she'd just be like, no, I don't want to do it.
Well,
Photogenic, yes, but did not want to have any.
Well, you know what? I have 3. They're adults now, but they all had their own different attitudes. Because my youngest, oh honey, she was 10 years old. Signed her first. She was the first 10-year-old that I know of that was able to get an income tax at the end of the year. Cause she danced.
Wow.
She danced with when Kanye West came out. The step. She was a dancer for him. She did that. She did the Giggle Club. They used to dance with Tommy the Clown. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Tommy the Clown in California.
I think I am.
Yeah, so my kids did a lot of that type of dancing.
You had some connections, didn't you?
Yeah, a little bit.
She's not telling us everything. I've had more conversation with her outside this podcast.
Well, actually, I went to school. Me and Snoop went to school together. We did.
The story.
Snoop
The stories. If we sit here long enough, there'll be more stories.
We went to Poly. I went to Poly, but I don't really, because I was a bad little girl. I wasn't a good kid when I was little. When I was younger in school.
It's all good.
Yeah, I was.
It's all
Yeah, I beat up a girl for him, and I got
Hey,
kicked out of
listen.
school.
You know what? You learn things, right? You learn
You do.
things, and you
Yeah.
change, and it
Yes.
brings you to where you are. So
It
it's all
does.
good, and you're doing great things. I think what
Yes.
you're doing, and you've got a heart for it and a passion for it. And I think that that is what's important to you. And so I think these all things have to happen for these. Other,
And that's what I do. I take my negativity that I had and I turn it around for positive.
right.
So of course I wouldn't have no kid out there beating up a kid. I wouldn't know.
Right.
I
We
said,
know
"No."
that. We know that.
Yes.
We know
Yeah.
that. But I think it's important. That's why we're drawing, because it's important for people to understand where you were and why you're doing what you're doing now. I think that's really important, because we all have, everybody has a story, I think, and they're all different. But it's those stories that bring you where you are. So thanks for sharing that. 'Cause I know
did.
that's not
I
easy.
even invested a little bit in Can-Am Studio, but I pulled out.
Yeah.
Because it was too much going on, so I pulled out. So I do a lot of. I try to invest too, and I want to teach the children how to invest their
Good for
money
you.
too, and get into a good investment. Don't just get anything.
Yeah.
Research it and check it out and see
Right.
what it's all about. Get its background.
Good for you. Good for you.
So, yes.
So if our listeners want to find you, where do we tell them to come check you out and find all this stuff?
Well, you can check me out on my whebsite, which is. Can I look at the camera? Let me look at the
You
camera.
can look at that camera.
Okay, look
Go
at the
for
camera.
it. Go for
You
it.
guys can check me out at www.H.H.P.P.I.com. That's our website. Our email is also HAYES132@HHPPI.com. And you can always give us a call, 310-766-6658. And I have that phone on my hip all the time.
310 in the house.
Yes.
That's so good. We always have fun with Brianna. She's so fun.
Yes, 310.
You're not getting rid of that cell phone, are you?
No.
I'm an 805.
Oh, you are 805?
Yes.
Stop it.
It's true.
California
Really?
girl.
So see, you can't let it go either.
I know, I can't. Stop.
I've been to California like 6 times, I think.
Yeah.
Long Beach, I went there twice. San Diego twice. LA, all for like leadership stuff. Like I like
Yeah.
California.
Yeah. See, I'm originally
But-
from Long Beach. I'm a Long Beach baby.
Yeah.
I am. Yes.
So you know exactly.
Yes, I'm a Long Beach Polly. Oh yes.
I love it.
You two might have some more stories. We're gonna have to take this off the camera. So this has been so much
Yes.
fun. Thanks for sharing
Yes,
with
it
us
has.
and coming in talking
Thank
about what
you.
you're doing and
Thank you for
you're doing
inviting
some good
me.
stuff.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I know it's not easy to always talk about everything, but I think what you're doing is awesome, and I think there's a reason why you were led to do it. So
Thank you.
100%.
Oh, and could I just please,
Yes.
you guys don't forget in July we do have a gospel coming in July.
Okay.
So we are
Awesome.
looking for talent. So
Yeah.
put
We'll
this
make
up.
sure too when
Yeah.
this goes out, we'll get
Yeah.
you connected. So we'll put your information so if they want to reach you, they can totally
Yes.
reach out to you.
Yes.
Anything we need to add on there, Brianna? Anything you want to add to that?
Well, it's been a lovely conversation, Nicole.
Yeah.
No, we're just happy to have you. Welcome to Texas. It's always fun.
Thank
I mean,
you.
you know,
Thank you.
I spent 10 years in California. I love California. My husband's family's there. My best friends from college are there. But
yeah.
there's something to be said about coming back to your home state. So I mean,
True.
you know, I love
True.
Texas. I love to visit though. We go often.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you know what? I think I have blood. I have Texas blood in me anyway. My dad is originally from Texas.
Oh,
He
there
was
you
born
go.
in
Well, there
Texas.
you go.
So yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Welcome
Oh,
home
yes.
then.
Okay.
That's right. All right. Thanks for being on here and sharing with
You're
us. We
welcome.
appreciate you. We do want to say to our guests, of course, if you enjoy our podcast, please be sure you give us a rating
Yes.
on iTunes and Facebook and hit that subscribe button on the YouTube channel.
That's right. And head over to startergirls.com and pick up your free gift. We want to get to know you a little bit better outside of this podcast. We want to keep in touch. So head over there and grab your free gift.
Absolutely. All right, we want to leave you guys with a couple final thoughts for the day. The vision that you glorify in your mind, the ideal that you enthrone in your heart, this you will build your life by, and this you will become. And that is by James Allen. All right, and in order to have success, you must start, and that start begins with a decision. All right, you guys take care, be safe, and be kind to one another. We'll see you next time.
Mm.